Welcome to the In Your Face with Esports show. Today we are here with Victoria Cardieri, who is the president of Kean University's Esports Club here on the Union campus. It is such a pleasure to have you with us today. So Victoria here is at Kean University, has been not only the president of the Esports Club now for, how long have you been?
Around 2 years, I want to say.
2 years, okay. She's also what's your major, real quick?
English literature.
Literature, oh, I love English, it's so great. But for the love of the game, she is the one and only president of our esports club, which was just recently started, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah. We've been around for, I think, 3 years as a club, and then as a program, about a year for our program.
Awesome. So first, let me just say thank you so much for this great opportunity to have you on our show today. And I just want to add that it is an honor to learn a little bit, not only about you, but also about the esports club, because I've heard about it, I run tours on it, and I always get a lot of questions. And so now I feel like I'll have a lot of knowledge to play off of. So my first and probably most important question for you today is going to be, what is the esports club? Like, what do you guys do?
The esports club is a place for everyone who loves video games to meet and play video games together. The esports club itself, we focus more on like casual games and just like kind of creating a community for all those gamers out there on campus. And then the esports program is where those competitive gamers come and shine. They're in the arena after 8 p.m. almost every day, playing their games competitively against schools all along the East Coast.
Awesome. And so what would you say the mission for the club specifically would be?
The mission for the esports club is to, I guess, include all gamers on campus. We want to create a little community for everyone who loves video games, whether it be casually, competitively, even just a little tiny bit. We just kind of want a space for gamers.
That's awesome. And so what got you involved in the club?
I got involved with the esports club, I guess when one of my friends, he transferred from NJIT, who they already had an esports club, and he was like, we should have an esports club at Kean University, and I was like, sure, I'll help out with that. But then he had to transfer again, so I took over for him until he comes back, which will be next semester, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So being in college does make your day older than a year before, so I definitely would like to ask you, how old were you when you began getting into the gaming world and into video games?
I would say I was around, I think, 5 years old when I got my first DS Lite. It was pink, and I got Nintendogs from my dad. But overall, I've pretty much been in the video game world since as long as I can remember. All of my cousins loved playing Super Smash Brothers, so we would just go to my grandma's house and play Super Smash Brothers together. And I just kind of watched them play. It wasn't until my oldest cousin was playing Zelda, Twilight Princess, where I really was like, oh my gosh, this looks awesome. I need to play it. So then I just started really getting into it.
Oh, I love that. So this brings me to ask about, how did you find about the esports club here? And I know you did say you had a friend from NJIT that kind of brought it over. So what was the process of kind of getting that club started here at Kean?
So I've been around the esports club since it started. So I've seen it as a little baby, just like a couple of friends on Discord, just trying to play video games on campus, and now it's what it is today. I'm trying to think exactly how to answer the question. Sorry, can you repeat it one more time?
So it's just what was the kind of process of getting it as an official club, getting the arena bill, which looks amazing, by the way. I've seen the pictures online. So it's just kind of, how did you guys get it to be what it is?
So we started, it was actually pretty difficult because we started and then COVID hit. So we kind of had to do everything online, which you would think is pretty easy for gamers since most of the stuff we do is online. But we kind of wanted it to be more in person. So once we got back from COVID is really when the club kind of hit the ground running. That summer they announced that summer between like coming back in person, they announced that they were going to be building an arena, and then we were like, oh, we should be involved because we're the esports club. So we kind of, with the athletics department and the esports club, we kind of helped each other like create this program that we have today. So
I love that. So we're going to be right back after a brief commercial. All right, welcome back to our show. We are back here still with Miss Victoria, and it's so lovely to be here with you today. So can you tell us a little bit about when you started the club and kind of how did that play into your major?
So my major is English literature, so I guess it doesn't really connect very much, but video games is kind of always like something that I've been into, so I kind of like English literature and I like video games for kind of the same reason, like kind of that escapism from the real world. Like I loved literature for the same reason that I love video games, is that you're kind of like exploring new worlds and new places. So I guess that's how they kind of tie in together.
That's awesome. And so for new members that are interested in joining the club, what can they kind of expect when they're coming in?
I guess what you can expect is a pretty active community. We have a Discord server for anyone that wants to join, even if you don't go to Kane yet. Like, we have like a couple of, I forget what they're called, I guess prospective students, like students that are gonna come to Kane. They join the Discord, they kind of like get to see like what's going on. And new members can join like at any time. We have like pretty much no like requirements to be in the club, even the arena, we have like that front area that's like for open play. As long as you're a Kane student and have a Kane ID, you can go and play from 12 to 6 p.m. Every day, Monday through Friday. And we also have general body meetings every other week where we do like activities like that mostly revolve around games. Like last week we did The Price is Right, but video game edition, so that's pretty fun.
Oh, that sounds so cool. So before you became like the president of the esports club, what was it like for you joining?
So even before I was president, I was always on the executive board for the esports club, so I was never really a member. I guess I never really got the experience to be a member. I was public relations before I was the president, and then I became the treasurer, and then I became the president. I kind of filled any empty spot because like I was PR because my friend asked me to be on the board, and then I became treasurer because our treasurer left, and then I became the president because our president left. So I just kind of like was like, oh, well, I'll do it. Yeah, sure.
You're
that
adaptable.
Sounds fun.
Said, whatever you guys need, I've got it.
Yeah.
So how many times would you guys say that elections are held each year for your club?
I believe our elections are held every year. The thing is I think people don't really like to be on the executive board, so far I've run unopposed both years. We kind of just have people come in when like someone like really can't do the position anymore, like if they're graduating, like I'm graduating this semester, so we are looking for thank you, a new president, so if you're interested, you should join.
So with the exception of your own opportunities within the esports club, what opportunities do you think that both prospective students and new people interested in joining the club can kind of gain from being in a
I guess you gain a lot of new friends, a lot of people that are interested in the same things as you. But not only that, if you're interested in joining like competitive esports, even if you don't play like a competitive esport, you can still be involved because we have people that cast, we have people who help with the stream and the board and the lights, and just like kind of like anyone could really get involved. You can go and watch and you can even play. Like, I mean, like we have, while we do have like competitive teams, we also have like the club teams and we have like sub teams. So there's always like a way for you to be able to play.
Awesome. So what are some of the like expectations that like the university has had for your club or that you have for your club, like from new members?
I guess expectations is that everyone is kind. I know like in the gaming community, it's like kind of like common for people to be like rude to their teammates. We do not tolerate like any sort of like rude or toxic behavior. Everyone is supposed to be very supportive, and they always have been. I mean, like we've literally like never had a problem with someone being rude on the esports teams, and like if it ever did happen, like it's taken care of very fast. Like we're like kind of all, we know each other, we go to school together, so it's like a little, it would be a little weird if you were if you were rude.
That's great though. At least you guys are fostering like a very positive environment. I think that's something so important, especially not only on our campus, but just in terms of clubs. You want to make sure everyone's like happy and feeling vibed out.
I agree.
So in the esports constitution, it is mentioned that there are competitive competitions. What are some of these competitions and what does like a regular day look like for them?
So we are in the ECAC like league. I don't really know exactly what to call it other than ECAC. It's the Eastern Conference for esports. So every day there's like a different thing. So like Monday is Super Smash Brothers after 8 and Rainbow Six Siege, and then Tuesday's Valorant and NBA 2K and so on and so forth. Like every day has a different game after 8 p.m. And anyone can go watch at the arena, by the way, just so you know. Yeah, so like we start setting up around 7 p.m. They get like their game set up. We start the stream set up. The casters get ready to like talk about the game, and we just kind of make sure everything is going smoothly. But then even outside of ECAC, we do different types of competitions. Like Valorant has gone to like a LAN tournament, which is like a local tournament where like a bunch of people meet up and play Valorant against each other. That's how we like met some of our friend scrim schools. So like we'll like do like scrims against like local colleges. Like I think every Sunday we play against NJCU for Valorant, and then like Super Smash Brothers, there's Smash Brothers locals. We even have a Smash Brothers local on campus every Friday in Green Lane, and then there's like Smash locals. Like I think the most popular one that our students go to is the NJIT one every other Thursday, I think it is. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not really 100% sure, but there is like some sort of prize at some of them. Like if you went to like these competitions, like sometimes there'll be like a big money prize.
Okay, awesome. So after competing with Kane University's community, do competitors have the chance to compete outside of the university's community?
Yeah, like I mean, for Kane or like just like in general, I guess.
Just more so like in general, like outside of the university.
I know a lot of our students like to get the experience of playing on a team at Kane, so that when they do graduate, or not even graduate, some of our students like would like to go pro now, so they use the it's kind of like having like an internship almost, like, oh, like I'm interning being on a Kane team, and it looks good for like pro teams because it shows that you already know what it's like to be on a competitive team.
To have that community sense already. So what is the process for competitors to participate in competitions outside of the Kane University community?
Outside of the Kane University community, I'm not 100% sure what the process is to be on a team that's outside of Kane University. I know for Kane University, we have tryouts every semester. to be on the team. So I would assume that it's the same for like a school that's outside of Kane or something like a team outside of Kane. They'll host tryouts. Like you'll find out about it on social media, and they'll be like, "Hey, we're looking for a new player on our team," and then you go to their tryouts. So I'd assume it's like the same as Kane.
And what are some of the platforms that you guys utilize? I know you guys you mentioned like having a Discord, but what are some of the other things you guys utilize?
We use mostly Discord. Like we pretty much 100% use Discord for communication. We also use Twitch to stream our games every night. So you should check that out. I'm pretty sure it's twitch.tv Kane_esports for our competitive stuff. And then we use Twitch, we use Instagram, we use Twitter, and they're all kind of the same handles. Like the club is Kane Esports Club on most social medias, and then Kane Esports for the athletics program.
And so I want to take a moment to kind of like backtrack a little bit, going back to the competitions. So what is your role as the president during these competitions? Like what do you do for your team?
So as the president, I'm just the president of the esports club. So technically, me being the president for the club doesn't really do anything for the athletics program. I just I like to watch and make sure that everything's like running smoothly for like the streams and like for the players. I make sure like if they have like anything that they need to be done, like I'm doing it. Like I'll just like a player will be like, hey, I need some water. I'll go get water for them. Or like for the stream, like oh the stream's not working. I'll set it up. Sometimes I'll cast if no one else wants to cast. So I'm just kind of like around to help out. Because I really love the program and I want to see it grow. But for being the president of the club, I run events. I help out in the Discord. I advertise. Like I do a little bit of everyone's job here and there. So it's pretty fun with everything.
Do you feel that like being the president of the club is changing your desire of like wanting to participate? And if so, like why would that be?
I think it would be kind of awesome to like have the experience of just being a member of the club. I was actually talking about this recently. Like, I wonder what it would have been like if my friend had stayed at Kane and I was never the president of the esports club. Like, how much different would my life have been? Like, would I have still continued being on the e-board for the Kane Esports Club, or would I have just been a member? But I would say being the president hasn't really changed like my outlook on the club. Like I just kind of love being involved with it. I love playing the games. I feel like I'm not really different from the average member. I'm just involved, I guess.
That's great. So we are going to take a brief break, and right after the break, we're going to still be talking with our wonderful Victoria and talk about more about her mission as the leader of the esports club.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid
Knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to In Your Face with Esports Show here on Kane TV. Victoria is the president of the Kane University's Esports Club here on the Union campus. And let me just say, wow, so far from what we heard, you have been very busy with the Esports Club, and during this time today, you sure made us all interested in wanting to join. Victoria, I know that we have covered so much about the Esports Club as well as yourself, but there are a few things I have not gotten the chance to ask you just yet. Out of all the games out here, what game would you say could win you a few good tournaments?
I guess in the sense that of our teams, like which teams could win tournaments. I think actually all of them do really well so far. So I don't want to say one team is better than the other, because I think that all of them are doing pretty well. Like so far with ECAC, our sports games have actually gone really far. Like NBA 2K, I think got really far in the playoffs of ECAC, and then Madden got second place in ECAC. So, and then almost all of our teams almost always make playoffs for ECAC. So it's actually really impressive, like what the students have been able to do on the teams.
That's amazing. And besides your favorite, or should I say your power games during a tournament, what are some of your popular gaming platforms used during a tournament?
I'm not exactly sure how to respond, because we go, I guess, gaming platforms, we mostly use PCs,
Okay.
Except for the sports games, we use, I think, the Xbox Series X, I think it's called, the newest Xbox.
Okay. Cool.
And then I'm not sure about the other sports games, but we mostly use computers, like PCs. I don't remember what the specs are for our PCs, but they're pretty good.
Do you guys use like MacBooks or no?
No, we use, I actually don't remember what they're called, but I don't,
Like PCs, like what you just said?
yeah, Windows, I guess, would be the best way to explain, just not Mac. They're gaming PCs.
Okay, that's interesting. And is there an election process in choosing these games?
Basically, the way that we choose what games to provide is whatever ECAC is offering. So we have, just this semester, we have a new Hearthstone player because ECAC added Hearthstone. They're thinking of adding Call of Duty, so we might have a Call of Duty team.
Oh, cool.
So it's really whatever they provide, and then we will offer a team for that if there's enough interest at our school.
My brother is literally on that game every single day. Call of Duty, so popular.
Yeah, it's really popular.
Okay. Throughout your time as president, have you gotten the chance to see many games enter into the various tournaments? If so, which ones?
So for ECAC, I guess we started doing that, I want to say, it's like last year we started ECAC, and it started originally with the club. In a temporary arena, we had a couple computers in a classroom, which was pretty fun.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and we always had the same games so far, since it's only been a year. So,
Right.
The only thing that changed is now the athletics department runs it, and also we're in this big arena. So I guess it is a pretty big change, but
Wow. Okay.
and now we get streamed, and it's pretty popular with the school now. Like there's been like a bunch of videos and interviews and like stuff like that, like about like, wow, this new arena. So yeah, so I guess like things have changed, but also things have not changed.
Okay, that's amazing. So throughout the show, we had the opportunity to learn about the Esports Club, yourself, and even the club's own mission. What is your own future plans for the Esports Club?
I think for the Esports Club, my future plans, I'm graduating this semester, so I'll be kind of done with the Esports Club.
Graduate twin. I graduate this semester too.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my goal for the Esports Club is that it just continues growing and prospering at Kean University. I would really like to see the new president like kind of like, I guess, continue what we started and just kind of like keep it going and like having more people involved and interested in the esports here at Kean University.
Awesome. And there you have it, up close and personal with the Kean University's Esports Club's very own president, Victoria. We will now take you on a personal tour of the esports' very own play center. Thank you for tuning in, and we cannot wait to see you again on the In Your Face show.